All right, today we're diving into one of the wildest, saddest, and, believe it or not, funniest novels ever written, Nikolai Gogol's masterpiece, Dead Souls.
So let me just ask you this. Imagine for a second, what if you could build a whole new life, get respect, be successful, all by buying the names of dead people? Yeah, that's the bizarre, brilliant idea at the center of this story.
I know it sounds completely insane, but this is the strange and kind of sad scheme at the very heart of it all.
And really, this quote just nails it. It's a story about a man chasing meaning in a world that feels like it has absolutely none.
Look, on the surface, this book is a hilarious takedown of a con artist in old Russia. But if you dig just a little deeper, it's actually about this crushing emptiness, the void behind all that ambition.
And to really get it, you have to understand the man at the center of it all. He's basically the man who was nothing.
So let's talk about our guy, Pavel Ivanovich Chichikov. I mean, who is he? Honestly, it's easier to say what he's not. He isn't noble, no fancy last name, no doors opening for him.
He definitely isn't wealthy, not by a long shot. He shows up looking the part, playing the gentleman, but it's all an act. No, the thing that really defines him is that he is just so tired of being invisible. That's it. That's the whole engine driving him. He just wants someone, anyone, to finally see him. And when you hear his backstory, you kind of get it. His whole life has been just one long series of hard knocks. Parents who didn't care, teachers who were cruel. He learned a tough lesson, and he learned it early. Being kind just gets you crushed. So the stream of being someone becomes his everything. So, what's his big plan? This is where the title Dead Souls comes from. See, he finds this incredible loophole in the system. Back in Tsarist Russia, landowners had to pay taxes on their serfs, who were literally called souls. But here's the crazy part. The government only did a census every decade or so. So if a serf died, they were still on the books, legally, as taxable property. They were paper assets. So Chichikov's plan? It's genius in a heartbreaking way. First, he goes around and offers to buy up these dead souls for next to nothing. The landowners are thrilled to get them off their tax bill. Second, he takes these deeds and presto, on paper he looks like a massive landowner, incredibly wealthy and creditworthy. But the final step, that's the real kicker. It's not about the money. It's about finally getting some dignity, a place in the world.
And so his journey begins. He travels across the Russian countryside, and what he finds is this incredible gallery of lost souls.
Oh, and the people he meets. You've got Manilov, who's so lost in his daydreams he can barely function. Then there's Kordobochka, a miser so afraid of everything she can't even live. You have the loud-mouthed braggart Nozdriev, who's all noise and nothing inside. Sabakevich, this bear of a man who's just surviving, not feeling. And then you meet Plushkin, the hoarder. Gogol calls him a hole in humanity. Just, wow. And this is the magic of the book, right? You're laughing at these ridiculous people, but at the same time, your heart just breaks for them. They're not evil. They're just people who forgot how to actually be alive. But, a scheme built on a foundation of ghosts, it's not exactly stable, and pretty soon the whole dream starts to collapse. It happens how it always does. A whisper starts. Word gets out about this guy buying dead people, and the rumors they catch fire. They spread and get crazier and crazier by the day. And just like that, everything flips. I mean, one day he's the charming guest, the potential millionaire, the man everyone wants to know. The next, he's a villain, a monster. Some people are literally convinced he's the Antichrist. His entire world just shatters. The judgment, the hypocrisy, it all comes crashing down on him. And it's the exact same feeling from his childhood, right? That feeling of being completely powerless while the world just decides who you are. So that brings us to the big question. Why does this book, from so long ago, still hit so close to home? Why is this story our story?
Because the book famously doesn't end. Chichikov just flees. He's alone in his carriage on some endless, empty road. There's no big finale, no redemption, just this guy, forever chasing something he can never, ever have. Because that little flicker of a false dream is better than no dream at all.
And that's why it feels so timeless, right? It speaks to these wounds we all kind of recognize.
That deep ache of wanting to be someone else, somewhere else. The absolute terror of being invisible. The sadness of a dream that's built on nothing but loneliness. It's that perfect blend of comedy that's just barely hiding a tragedy. And it makes you look around and wonder, who are the dead souls in our own society? So I'll leave you with this. In our world, where we're all chasing success, climbing ladders, how many of us, really, are just collecting our own dead souls?